Good morning and welcome to Ayubowan, Sri Lanka. Today we have with us Toastmasters, International Toastmasters, World Champion in Public Speaking. He's Mark Brown. So good morning, Mark Brown.
Good morning, Umala. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. And what brings you to Sri Lanka?
Well, I have come to Sri Lanka to spend some time doing some training with the Hatton National Bank on leadership, and also to speak to some Toastmasters on the issues of following your dreams and finding out what your life really should mean. And I can't say how grateful I am to be sharing some time here with you and your fellow Sri Lankans.
So actually you became the world champion in public speaking.
Yes.
So that is a very good achievement to have actually achieved.
Well, thank you.
What made you get into that profession and path actually?
Well, I am from Jamaica originally, and I was living in New York State, and one of my uncles, who was a Supreme Court judge in Jamaica, who was Jamaica's first Toastmaster, introduced me to the program many years ago. I didn't give much thought to it till 1992 when I went to work for Reader's Digest, and I was introduced to a club there. I thought, wait, my uncle is a Toastmaster. If he did it, I can too. And that was the beginning of my involvement in Toastmasters in New York back in 1992. And that led me to pursuing this goal of being a speaker later on.
So, Mark, now actually we know for each and everybody in the world and in Sri Lanka, communication is something that is extremely important. So, what is the art of communication, and also how can you develop communication skills? How can one do that?
Well, I think for one to develop these skills, first one has to master one's language. Now, I'm very impressed that here you have three languages that you speak. You speak Sinhalese and Tamil and English. And for those people who I've talked to in the States, first of all, I say build your vocabulary. Learn your language, master the language. When you can master your language, it helps you to communicate more clearly. Every chance you get, learn a new word, how the word works, how it can be used, apply it in conversation, and then use those skills as you talk to people day by day in the home, at work, at school. And when you master the language, develop the skills of conversation, the most important thing is knowing how to listen to what people say, interpret it, and then respond to it, like we're doing here today.
So, art of listening is as important as the art of communication because it's part and parcel of it.
Unquestionably, because we can always talk and talk and talk and talk, but if we don't hear what the other person is saying, we lose an important part of the conversation process.
So the commitment to excellence and commitment to becoming like a world champion, it has to take a lot. So how did you work your way through to that goal? And also what can the Sri Lankans and the young students actually make use of your experience to become better communicators?
Well, the important thing is, I will tell you, honestly, becoming a world champion speaker was not my initial goal. I happened to get involved in the Toastmasters contest by accident, but going through the 6 months it takes to get from the first contest to the World Championship really got me interested, and I thought maybe I can do this again. And the process really involves doing 6 different speeches at 6 different levels of world competition, because every year between 20 and 30,000 people from all over the world enter the contest. And I chose in 1995 to pursue this goal aggressively because I wanted to become a better communicator and to learn how to use these skills not only for competition but in life. And I think the idea of setting a goal and going towards that goal fervently, working towards that goal, is a simple process that people should all strive to. Make a goal and understand one very important thing, Deepamala. If I set a goal to make, I know I cannot achieve that goal by myself. You should know also that goals set and achieved often will come as a result of the help of people who love you, who care about you, and share your passion for that goal.
Now, Mark, there was something very interesting you told when I spoke about how your life suddenly changed and how your life actually changed. You said for the better, but it was a life-threatening experience, you said, that made you actually experience that about turn. Do you want to tell us the story behind?
Certainly. Back in 1993, shortly after working at Reader's Digest, I one day found myself having serious chest pains. What I did was, I had found out from doctors after I passed out and rushed to hospital, I found out I had several blood clots in my lungs and one massive clot in my heart. That was life-threatening. I was given at best a 50-50 chance of survival. some severe medical work, some hard, serious decisions, and some good technical work resulted in those clots being dissolved. My life was changed in that, even though I recovered, took me 2 months, my mind was changed. And I thought to myself, life really is short. And if I have an opportunity to do something worthwhile with my life, now is the time to do it. At the time, I had a wife, my lovely wife, Andrea, and two small children, Andrine and Joel. Andrine is now 26, Joel is now 23, and since that recovery in 93, we have our third child, David, who is now 15. And I realized that the value of my life is not just going to work every day and coming home. I've been given a second chance at life. What will I do with it? And for me, it happened when I fell in love with the gift of communication.
So actually, how do you are also another person in the USA that going to school and helping the students to discover their passions in life.
Yes.
I think this life-threatening experience also helped you to sort of discover your passion in life. So Mark, how can you advise the young people out there and also to everybody as to how to discover the passion in their life and what they're good at to go on in their day-to-day life?
That's a very good question, and here's why. So many people, I believe, pursue a job, a career, or even what you may think to be a passion, but it's not their own. Sometimes parents say, you'd be a good dancer, or you would be a good doctor, and we tell our children to study to become a doctor or a lawyer because we like it. But I think what parents should do is find out what is your child really good at, and how can you help your child to accomplish goals or to choose a career in life that will meet their goals. And young people, you may have no idea what your life holds for you in future, but maybe you like to fix things. You're the one who will open a radio. You'll take it apart, you'll look at it, you'll put it back together. Maybe you should be in engineering. Maybe you always sing in the shower every single day. Down the street, you're always singing no matter what you're doing. Perhaps you may have a life and a future in the field of the arts. But look at your life, what you like to do, and ask yourself, are there ways for me to develop these skills, and could that possibly one day become my passion and my life's work?
But just simply asking a question as to what I'm good at and hence to follow that particular route, is it enough to sort of go in a particular path? Because if you ask people, they say I love painting, I love music, but it's sort of not easy for them to take a decision and make it their career. So it's like there's something more that is needed.
Well, not only that, I think also the wise thing to do, besides saying, am I good at it, is to investigate what is it going to take for me to make this career choice work for me. Do the research. Can I go to school? Can I take courses after school when I'm young? Is there someone in my neighborhoods, in my town, in my area who's good at this? Who can I go to as a mentor? Can I sit at their feet? Can I learn from them? And when you investigate what's involved, you may decide for yourself, that may not be what I want. But the investigative process, asking the questions, trying things out, learning from others who are doing just that kind of thing will help sway you either way. Very quickly, my daughter at the age of 16 said she wanted to be a lawyer. And in high school, she had a chance to go to a training course during the summertime for students who want to pursue law. My daughter decided to go to this training course, which I paid for, of course, and meet people who were studying law. She went to law firms. She looked, she listened, she talked to lawyers. She found out what was involved. And after all of that, she said, Dad, during that 1 month course, they tried to tell us not to study law. But after that was all done, she was convinced, after doing all the research, asking all the questions, and testing the waters, yes, I want to do law. That